hope I'm audible. People can hear me. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's actually indeed a pleasure to be here in front of this esteemed group. I know many of you are industry veterans, so it's not something that I'm going to preach. I'm going to share perspectives, and later on also hear from you guys when the discussions are happening on what I can take away from this particular summit. Data-driven banking. I think in today's world, it's no longer a a fancy term, or no longer a aspiration that all my decision making, all my activities within the bank is dependent on the data that we are running with. And transformation is no longer a technology conversation. Gone are the days when a technologist or a consultant will come into the room and say, let's transform the organization. Whatever is happening manual today, we will move to digitization. We will get in technical people. What you are handling manually today, we will put it on systems. It's no longer that conversation. Technology today is part and parcel of the business teams. They are the ones who are in the game to help business grow. It's no longer a request taker. It's an equal partner. So that's what the world is going towards. The banking transformation, if you like, is a clear shift that's happening. It's moving from digital processes, like I mentioned earlier, to actually intelligent banking. It's not, I have automated something and thus I have transformed it. It is how quickly I'm able to consume information or data that I am collecting from the ecosystem, and how quickly I'm able to take decisions based on the information that's available is what is defining. The models traditionally, and all of you are technical people, if then else, models no longer prevail. The number of data sets and elements are such a large set that to process it and to come to a decision, you need to deploy new age models which are multi-pronged. Process driven or workflow driven is again thing of the past. What is contextual, what is important for the customer, and how do you customize products and customize services for the customer in that particular context. And again, if you look at how the context changes, right? And I want to share an anecdote. Though my name is Ramesh Mallya, I prefer to be called as Mallya. So in the past, whenever I travel anywhere, those were the days when Jet Airways was the predominant player. If I go to a Jet Airways counter and say Mallya, they will look up to me and ask questions. Why are you flying us? Why not Kingfisher? Right? The same data set. Context today has changed. I go to travel. If I am at the customs, at least 2 times he will look up and look down. I have to assure him that I'm going to come back to the country. I'm not leasing from here, right? So that's what I'm talking about. When you talk about context, the data set is the same, context has changed. You have to treat it differently. I think that's what's happening in this world. The other shift that's happened is that in the past, you take information, process, T+1, I look at it, take decisions, think of past. Event is happening now. You need to decide now, look at what's the event telling me, which system or which workflow or which queue I need to pass it to take the decision. I think that's the other one that I want to highlight on. And why is it so important today? Today, as banking industry or BFSI industry, our competitors are no longer banks. Competitors are fintechs, competitors are e-com players in the world where deliveries happen in 10 minutes. The expectation from the consumer is the banks also respond in the same manner. If there is a glitch, without asking, I should get a call, I should be able to resolve it, I should be able to move ahead, because that's the expectation from the consumer. It's an interconnected world. Second thing is an interconnected world. Transactions are happening within or are embedded within the various workflows. With AI coming in, with what's being done with, let's say, ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, very soon transactions will happen within the chat bot, the AI tool that we are running with, and experimentation is happening. So the transaction processing capability is no longer confined to my bank's app or my branch. It is all over the place. It's an interconnected world. So rapid information gathering and rapid processing is what the expectation is. Well, I'll quickly move on. This is what I covered earlier. That kind of interconnected world brings in the demand or the ask for building real-time enterprises. And when we look at it from talk from a DBS standpoint, when we look at it, the way we have built systems is every layer of the infrastructure, application, the APIs, everything is telling something about what it is doing. That data, that signal needs to be consumed to make sure that the end customer is getting what they want. So at every level, we have observability that is built to make sure that any drop-off that happens, how is it picked up? Any system that is throwing up an error, how does it auto-heal? All these data elements are picked up, processed real-time, and we move further. And to make this happen, we have seen 4 shifts, and these 4 shifts, we could call it in different words or different terminologies. I'll share the underlying essence. From systems of record, we move to systems of intelligence. It's no longer bookkeeping. I've got a transaction, I need to record it for historic purposes, used as a statement. That's not happening anymore. A transaction happens, real-time checking happens on fraud, real-time information needs to go back to customer, whether it's a in-app notification, any other notification. If there is something due from the customer, if it is paid, there are signals sent out to various other eco partners who have certain transaction fulfillment dependent on it, whether it's in the corporate or the retail world. Those kind of interconnectivity is what is running today. Batch to event driven is something I shared earlier. I'll not talk about it. Internal system workflows are no longer standard defined. I start from a step 1 to step 10. That's again thing of past. Workflows dynamically spawn events or requests on various desks depending on what's happening and what data is being processed. So that's the other one. Last but not the least, I think whatever we say, whatever we do, the banking system and the financial system is built on trust. So we have to be there in terms of making sure we are reliable. Customers can trust us. They are trusting us with their money and information. How do we make sure they feel secured? I think those are key aspects. as I mentioned earlier, it's very important to get to a position where information is available, data is available. How do you quickly take action on them? Because it's imperative that collecting information is not good enough. In the current context, how do I process it? How action is taken? And how do I reach out to the customer or deliver to the customer what they expect? This is one thing that within DBS we have always kept close to the heart. Um, as a company which relies a lot on technology, uh, even our AI initiative, we call it AI with a heart. We want to make sure that technology enables decision making. Technology provides the tool sets, provides the insights, provides whatever models, whatever outcomes that are required. But at the end of the day, humans are in the loop. Everything that we are implementing, we have made sure humans are in the loop, uh, because we do not want to lose the essence of human interaction. Technology helps, but humans are always the ones who are taking the decisions. Why human judgment is important? Um, Again, you will get the outcome based on certain rule sets, models, past data. However, the current context may be different. And to solve the current context, humans are critical and important. And that's what I want to name with. Uh, Better decisions come from better context. The example that I shared, which is personal example, if you do not get the context, the same data processed by an A company versus a B company, if you get the context right, you get the understanding right, the environment right, you'll be able to make better decisions. So data availability is there, but without the context and without applying the human angle, it is not going to help, or it is not going to scale up. Thanks. That's what I had to share. Thank you so much for being patient.